We almost perma'd yesterday, and I'm still... My anxiety was fucking me up with that one. Holy shit. But I love the adrenaline. I loved the adrenaline. That roll yesterday that Tess had to do, chat, I almost chewed my hand off. I was so nervous about that roll. But this time I'm like, the fate's in somebody else's hands. And if I'm gonna perma, and Ray's not here to do it, it needs to be Tessa. It could have been Kirk. I would have wanted Kirk to do it too. But with the way the roleplay played out in this arc, it made more sense to get Tessa to have to put Tessa through it. Which it was such a fucked up thing to do. But like, chat, RP, okay, RP. I didn't have a choice. I technically didn't have a choice. We all got to make tough decisions around here, all right? But you did fantastic. She rolled 217s, bro. That number is fucking me up. When we were on top of Chiliad and I did the same roll Tessa did, because I had that idea popped in my head on the way up there. I'm like, I know what I'm gonna do. So I went up there and I thought about it. And I'm like, I'm doing this. So I did that dice roll and it added up to 17. I'm like, there's no fucking way. Like, there's just no way that happened. She cried, bro. I feel so bad. I feel bad. But that's how you know the RP was good, dude. Right? Right? Oh, man. Can you tell us how Chatty punched Jagger at the... Oh, that scene. I could tell you, yeah. But am I going to tell you? No. Not going to tell you. Is the arc over? Not quite. It kind of depends now. Depends how the therapy goes. Depends how, when clowns show up, how that goes. Who says what to Chatterbox? Or Jagger, right? I'm trying to decide, chat, how to move forward now with the character, right? I'm trying to decide how I want to do it in terms of these personalities, right? Because years back, I did do both, right? In a fucked up way, though. Obviously, like, you guys probably put that together now. And then I moved from that. And this, like, after I met Theo and Nikita and stuff like that, it changed a lot. Especially when I met Theo, like, I really changed the character. Because, like, we had, like, I just every day, like, was so much fun with him and shit. Like, to this day, it still is. Like, that's my boy right there. It just made sense to make Chatterbox be Chatterbox, right? But now I have an opening now that I could do both in a different way again, right? And I have an idea for it if I'm gonna do it, right? But it depends. It just depends. It just depends, like, how things play out now, right? Because, like, my plans, like, when I think of an idea, chat, like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try this, right? And then I get on stream and I start role playing, and that plan doesn't happen. That idea doesn't happen, and then something new will pop up, right? And that's just you're trying to follow the pace of what's going on, right? So we'll see what happens. Can you share how the phone call driving down from Chiliad changed your plans yesterday? Okay. All I'm gonna say is, all I'll give you is, when I did that roll, it was for what I did, right? But Tessa's choices, like, the outcome wasn't going to be as extreme until the Ember phone call. So when Ember made that phone call and pissed off Jagger, I was like, I gotta amp it up a little bit. It wasn't going to be as brutal. Was there ever a thought of a situation where Jagger dies and Chatter come out for good? At the very beginning, I did have that thought. But it wasn't just that thought. The thought was more like, it could be Jagger that dies. It could be Chatterbox that dies. But then I decided, nah, if they both go. That's what I kind of, like, it makes more sense. Like, they both go. I didn't want to give, like, it's either one or the other. I wanted to give, like, it's both. Because it makes things more difficult, right? It amps up the risk. It makes the decision-making on the other role players a lot more, like, extreme. It actually, like, brought some good RP out of us, like some of the other clowns that argued about the situation and how to handle it, right? Because some took the hint that if Chatterbox gets shot, it ain't gonna be good, right? Because there was some clowns that were like, let's just shoot him, right? It was cool, chat. It was fun. It was fun. It was a really fun story. I'm happy with it. I'm proud of it. It was fun. I'm proud of everybody that got involved, like all the clowns and like some of the cops and the therapist. Like everybody that got involved. It was very nice to see, especially with the way the servers right now. It's nice that people wanted to get involved and play a part in it. It was nice. I wish I could have did more though. I do feel like I could have did more. Like I could have amped up a little bit more things and got more people involved and like spread it out. Got more clowns, more like spots, but it was hard. Like I was having a hard time thinking of things too, right? Like I said, it ain't over technically yet, but I could have did a little more. I do feel a little bit bad, but yeah, overall, I am happy with it. It was fun. It was fun. Figuring it out as I went was a lot of fun too. We just need a Twinkles arc now. We need Twinkles to go through some shit. That's what we need. I'm still like, I still don't even know if I'm gonna let Chatterbox take the stand, or if it's gonna be Jagger that takes the stand. I'm still on the line with that one. I don't know like which would be better RP. I think it'd be funnier if Chatterbox did it, but if Jagger did, it'd be a lot more serious and like to the point, right? And I don't know if I want that. Maybe both. I don't want to do both. Because if I do both, chat, they're gonna look at chat like they're gonna look at the character like he's a fucking nutcase, and it's probably not gonna have a good outcome, right? I need to make sure there's balance, right? I need what Mary said to have an effect, right? Mary had some deep advice there, right? And I need it to have an effect. You know what I mean? The one-on-ones with Nikita was outstanding, dude. It was out-fucking-standing. I couldn't, like... There was one day there... The one day that she showed up, which that really good conversation Jagger and Tess had, she brought Bobby to the funhouse, so Bobby was going to come in. And I felt bad because I didn't let him. I felt really bad. But I couldn't let him. Because they would have been too much of a powerhouse in there. Those two together would have been a powerhouse and would have clocked Jagger really bad. And I couldn't have that. I couldn't have that. Because it would have made things... It would have sped things up a little too much. If I had only one of them, which obviously was Tessa, I was able to give a lot more pushback because you're not getting ganged up on, right? You know what I mean? So I had to kind of push Bobby out of that one. But I'm so happy that he stuck around and he came to talk to Chatterbox afterwards. They made it so much better. It made it a lot better. But it was fun. It was fun. It was a good arc. This was a good arc. Like I said, I still don't know if it's over yet. Quite yet. I don't know what else is going to happen. I'm just going to roll with punches, chat. And I'm just going to feel out the environment and go based off what other people do and say. Things could take a really terrible turn still if somebody pushes it that way, or things are gonna heal. It's one or the other, really. I don't know though. Like I don't. I could say I know, but I'd be lying because we know how this works. We almost perma'd yesterday, and I'm still. My anxiety was fucking me up with that one. Holy shit! But I love the adrenaline. I loved the adrenaline. Question, were you cooking this up since Ray left? Kind of. I had ideas, and the reason why I did certain things when she was going through her arc was to set myself up for if she left, because I didn't actually think she was gonna leave when she did. I thought she was gonna be role playing a little bit longer, right? I knew she was kind of getting burned out, right? But I didn't think it'd be that quick. So I'm glad that I made the decisions I made, right? Like a lot of people are like, oh, what the hell? He used his real voice and stuff like that when he said he's at peace and shit like that. I purposely did that to set myself up for some bullshit later, right? Thank God I did it because it worked. It really worked out for me. I always kind of wanted to do this battle with Chatterbox at some point in time. I never thought I would be able to do it because, you know, like, I mean, those that watch 3.0, like, you wouldn't see something like this coming, right? But Ray really changed things and gave us like some crazy RP. And when she left when she left and stuff, like I was so like, I don't know, I had a lot of drive still, right? I had a lot of drive still, so I wanted to cook something up. That's why I started doing the memories and stuff like that. And I didn't want to leak anything. Because I did, y'all had no idea this was coming, right? Like you guys had no idea this was coming. And the reason why I didn't want to say anything was because when and if at the time when I was thinking if we got to this point, to this arc, that I didn't want anybody to understand what was happening, right? I wanted just me to know and see if people could figure it out, right? And if nobody could figure it out, I would start giving leads to it, which is what I did, right? For those who still don't understand, it was Jagger that was doing the triggers all that time. No one understood why the memories were happening, right? People are like speculating, oh, it's because of the Ray's blood, this and that. It was Jagger starting to manipulate and drive Chatterbox up the fucking wall to make him vulnerable and think he's nuts to take control is what we led to, right? I wanted it to be a very slow thing. Did you ever write down ideas, outcomes? No, I didn't write anything down. I kind of wish I did. I kind of wish I wrote down what I was doing as I was doing it, so I could remember. Because chat, I'm gonna forget. Like my brain is so like, I got memory loss like crazy. I got the memory of a fish, dude. Like I'm gonna forget my steps and how I did things eventually, right? Thank God it's, you know, in VODs, but yeah. For those that are questioning about the mask, I know there was people in chat the other day saying, well, like now that Chatterbox has this mask, he's not going to be worried about his other mask. How incorrect you are. Chatterbox does not want to keep the split mask. Chatterbox wants his mask back. He does. He wants Cups to come back. He does. But he also does want that mask back. He wants Cups to bring it back. He doesn't want to keep the mask he has. I mean, he'll keep it, but he doesn't want to wear it every day because that mask does not have good history tied to it. It does not have good history tied to it. The way I roleplayed that mask was because a long time ago, which there is no VOD of this because I did not stream this at the time. This was before I streamed, but it did happen. Chatterbox did kidnap 40 people. Chatterbox brought 40 people to the basement of the funhouse and forced them all to play pretty fucked up games in which 39 people died. 39 people did die. The last person was forced to was to chop up all the bodies because you could harvest people's organs and load them into the fridge. What essentially they win out of all that is their life. They called the cops when they left, and the cops showed up. They shot Chatterbox and beat the fuck out of him with batons. They took his mask, and one person roleplayed that they fucked his mask up. So I used that because they actually ripped up they actually like wrecked the mask, like RP wrecked it and threw it in the basement. So I used that. I remembered that, and I'm like, I'm gonna use that. That Chatterbox kind of stitched a bit of what was left of it back together. All that blood on it was from the murders that happened in that basement, and it looks all dirty and rugged because it's been down there for so long, all fucked up, right? So he just kind of stitched and tried to put it back together the best he could. Yeah, it's not a very good mask because Chatterbox doesn't like that part, like that past, right? So that's the lore on that, right? Y'all would never put that one together because there was never a time where I streamed that, right? So I feel like I should have told you guys about this a little bit before. Maybe it would have made more sense, but I am at the same time glad I waited. So in lore, how did Bobo die? I don't know if I made lore about that or if I ever said anything about it. I don't know. To be honest, I could just say he got sick and died. You know what I mean? Because it was unknown. His age was unknown. Everything about Bobo was really unknown, right? There is no real, like, proof of his age, who he really was. You know, there is no evidence of it. And Chatterbox didn't know. And Giblets is dead too, so Giblets can't say anything about it either. I could cook something. I can for sure cook something. I want to think of something that would make the most sense. based on how everything has went. I'll cook something for you guys. Eventually, I'll give an in-character unlock about it. How about that? Because, oh, silly, I don't really know. Like, I haven't really put too much thought into that. And I guess I should have. I guess I really should have. Was Bobo a real character you played with, or just lore? Lore. Just lore. Well, I mean, the name, I got the name off of a character I used to play with a long time ago, but he wasn't Chatterbox's dad or anything like that. I did roleplay with another clown years back, and he called himself Bobo. And it was really, like, it was really goofy and whatever, but then he stopped roleplaying, whatever like that, and then I came to Nopixel and whatever. And then when I made all this lore, I was like, I'm just going to use that name. It was more of a me thing, because I miss him. He was really fun. His handle was just in case or something like that. He was really fun. Is Giblets the reason Kirk hates Bobby? I don't know. I can't remember. I'm sure you guys will just have to straight up ask Theo, because I don't remember. Was the trigger for Chatty coming back the goose story? It definitely played a part in it, but no, not really, because the goose story was for Chatterbox, right? And the only way Chatterbox can come back really is if when Jagger, because Jagger was like more powerful at that time, was there to be vulnerability, right? So Tessa made Jagger vulnerable by showing care, acknowledging him and who he was, and not just saying like, you know, like, oh, I know you, like everybody else does, right? Like, I know who you are, whatever. Like, Jagger sucks, fuck you, you know, bring Chatterbox. Like, actually, like, paying attention to him, getting to know him, right? And treating him like a separate person helped, right? Tessa, like, went crazy. Bon also helped a lot with the apology and acknowledgement. A lot of, like, Stumbles helped, Osvaldo helped, Twinkles helped, Ratchet helped. Like, a lot of clowns helped, chat. But, like, the real deep impacts that actually made the difference, like, Tessa was all over that. Hi, Nikita. Oh, good roll, by the way. Great roll. That was a crazy good roll. Glad you didn't have to shoot my character and perma him. That would have been crazy if you perma Chatterbox. Holy shit. I would have been like, what the hell? I'm sorry. I felt so bad. But it just had to happen, okay? I'm sorry.